Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the $150 Harbor Freight cart that I just built. Now, just a disclaimer as well, I know it sounds great, $150 film cart, which you don't really see too often, but there are a few variables that this probably won't work for most people. Now, unlike most other film carts like an Inovativ, rock and roller cart, or some of the custom scaffolding builds, this cart does not collapse or pack up by any means. It's always going to stay in this cart form, so you need a vehicle that's capable of fitting this whole cart setup in the vehicle, or if you're just keeping it around the studio, then that would work too. For those of you who aren't familiar, my name is Thomas and I run a production company called Lasso. We're always doing on-location shoots for clients here in the tri-state area, so constantly working with a lot of different variables, a lot of different subjects and things like that. So let's get into the products needed to build this cart. Right off the bat, we're using a generic Harbor Freight service cart. This one is the 24 by 36. As you can see, it has 2 tiers and 5-inch caster wheels that come with it. Now, I decided to upgrade to the 10-inch caster wheels, but you can also upgrade to 8-inch caster wheels or whatever wheels you want. The only problem is that the 5-inch caster wheels that it comes with have different mounting points to the upgraded caster wheel options. So if you do upgrade the casters, you're going to have to drill additional holes to make those work. The cart alone is only $80 from Harbor Freight. Then if you decide to get the 10-inch caster wheels like I did, the rigid wheels are $32 for the pair, and then the swivel caster wheels are $38 for the pair. So right now the total is $150 just for the cart and the upgraded wheels, which is a pretty good starting point. All right, so now let's talk about some of the upgrades that I did to the cart. One of the first things that I would recommend is getting some carpeting for the shelves of the cart. I think it adds a pretty big difference, and you don't want, metal on metal contact. So the carpets add a pretty good layer of protection between any equipment and the cart itself. Now, I'm sure that there's a million ways that you can do this, but what I opted on doing, which was a pretty easy solution, just going to Lowe's and getting a 2-foot by 3-foot utility mat. This is nice because it's nice and rubber on the bottom, so it'll sit really well on the cart. As of now, all I did was just place it right on the cart. You can glue it down. I would definitely recommend trimming the edges so that it's a perfect match, because right now there's a little bit of overlap, but I'll probably keep it that way just for a bit, see how I like it. For 2 mats for both tiers of the cart, it would be just about $26 or $27. Now also, while you're at the hardware store, you're going to want to grab a couple nuts and bolts. In my case, I'm doing 1/4 inch 20 so that I can screw on some super clamps and then clamp stands to the ends of the cart. You're going to want to buy a 1/4 inch bolt, a nut to go on there, and then 2 washers and a locking nut. That way you're keeping the cart intact and then are able to screw on the super clamps onto that longer 1-inch bolt. From there, I actually decided to get a set of 4 super clamps from Amazon. It was only $22 for 4 clamps, which will then screw into each of those bolts that we're going to mount on the cart, and then use those clamps to mount really whatever you want. I'll probably put some stands on there, whether you want to throw a monitor on there, a light, a boom pole, you could even throw a tripod head, whatever you want really. Having 2 clamps per side allows a lot of versatility. Here are some awesome quick and easy bonuses that you can throw onto the cart. The one that I like most is this magnetic spray can and screwdriver holder, which I found at Harbor Freight for $14. You simply slap it onto the side of the cart since it's magnetic, and then you can throw water bottles or any drinks where the spray cans would go. And then also the screwdriver holder. It's also great because it keeps the drinks off the cart. You don't want that interfering with any of your equipment. It's nice, easy access. So for $14, can't beat it. Also, if you like that upgrade, Harbor Freight has a bunch of other magnetic stuff that you can stick on the side of the cart. To me, those are really great, quick, easy, and cheap little upgrades you can do. They have like a little tray to throw maybe a phone or something like that, a magnetic power strip so you can power that and then power anything on the cart. So really nice ease of use upgrades that you can do, and I would definitely recommend messing around with that and seeing what works best with your workflow. As I mentioned, I'm coming from a rock and roller cart, and one of my favorite parts about that cart was that big bag that you can put on the side of the cart. it was great to throw stands in there or whatever odds and ends just wouldn't fit on the cart. And so I wanted to bring that over into this cart and see if I can implement it in any way. What I ended up finding is that I could use shower door hooks to put on the side of the cart and then hook the whole bag onto the side of the cart. Another cheap and easy way just to throw that bag on the side of the cart and keep less items like stands on the cart itself. Now, if you're like me and you're able to load the cart in and out of a vehicle, then I would definitely recommend getting some ramps. The ramps that I'm using are also from Harbor Freight. They're bifold, so they fold up in half, and they were $80 per ramp, making it $160 just for the ramps alone. Now, at first I got the trifold ramps from Harbor Freight, which were a little bit cheaper. They were $130 for the pair of two. But as a word of caution, I wouldn't really recommend these as much as I loved how, small they got when they're folded up. The edges were pretty raw metal. I ended up cutting myself twice, so you definitely need gloves when you're dealing with those ramps. And the other thing too is that the tension when unfolding the ramps is pretty annoying. It actually takes quite a bit of work just to unfold the ramps. So I opted for these bifold ramps, which are much higher quality. They unfold nice and easy, and they even have a handle on the side. The downside is, of course, they're a bit more expensive and they take up a lot more space. But I think the ease of use, better quality, definitely outweighs that. Overall, I'm pretty surprised at how well everything kind of came together. The cart feels very sturdy. The new wheels are probably the biggest upgrade. Everything rolls nice and smooth. You can use it on pretty much any terrain. Could be grass, gravel, getting it in and out of locations. I think a lot of the modifications are great, just comfort features if you want to throw a drink on the side or just have a monitor there, or maybe run a boom pole off the side of the cart. You really can't beat the convenience of things like that. On top of just an overall better organized set, getting things in and out is always very hectic. Taking a lot of the weight off your back is great. So far I have no complaints, but this is very much a work in progress. And as we were using this out in the field and just seeing how it works, I think we're definitely gonna find where things can be improved or, where things might not work the best. But overall, this is a great starting point. And for the price point, you really can't beat it. Now, if you're interested in building something similar, I'll try to leave, all the links of the stuff that I purchased for this cart. Feel free to leave any comments if you have any questions on how certain things were done or anything like that. And let me know if you'd like more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.